Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here, being joined with Robert Garcia, the brother and trainer, one of the trainers at least, of his brother Mikey Garcia. And Robert, you have this fight with Sergey Lipin. It's coming up March 10th in San Antonio, but I just want to touch back real quick over the weekend. Didn't get a chance to talk to you. What'd you make of the fight that Brandon had up to the point of the stoppage?
Look, I think Brandon was doing better than anybody expected. You know, because that's what we've heard from everybody that talks to us. You know that Brandon did better than they expected. You know, a lot of people were expecting a blowout, and Brandon did really good. He trained very hard for this fight. Brandon was motivated. He did everything right, and it showed in the fight. Hey, Danny fought a great fight too. Danny came out with a good game plan and landed that perfect punch, and was able to drop, and the ref stopped the fight. So there's nothing we could do about that. But I think Brandon really trained hard. I know that for a fact, because he was in my gym and I was talking to him every day with the days that he wasn't there. Don O'Leary did a great job. So I'm happy with we're not happy with obviously the way the fight ended, but I'm happy that he was able to train and dedicate himself and give the fans the fight that he did.
Did you speak to him after the fight? And if you did, what'd you tell him and what was said there?
Look, at first, before Brandon seen the fight, he thought I stopped the fight, and he was...
Yeah, we all noticed that on press row, and we're like, oh, wait a second.
Me for stopping the fight, but the ref stopped it before I jumped in the ring. I made that decision to stop the fight before the ref stopped it.
So you were already thinking about stopping it before?
I had already stopped it with the inspector. Well, this is how it happened. Look, when Brandon went down, the first thing that I asked my cutman, because he was always keeping track of the time, I asked him how much time we have left. That way I know if I could maybe...
If you could survive a little bit longer and all that.
But when Dr. Anderson told me 44 seconds, I said, that's still too much. So I told Donald Leary, because Donald was the main guy there. I said, we got to stop this fight. So we told the inspector, I want the fight stopped. So the inspector told me, you have to go up there. So by the time I was up there, Brandon was already up and the ref was already waving it up. So if the ref wouldn't have stopped it, I was already going to be in the ring and I was going to stop the fight, because I didn't, I think it was still too much time, and Danny landed that perfect punch. He was strong. Brandon was really hurt, so I didn't want to see him get hurt even worse. So Brandon was a little confused, thinking that it was me or the ref stopped it because of me, but no, the ref had already made his decision.
In the back, did you guys talk about what happens next at all? Did you discuss that with him?
Look, that's the last thing I wanted to talk to him about. I never even mentioned it to him. I kind of, after a hard fight, a hard loss like that, it's kind of, I don't think it's right to talk about it right away. I already talked to him. I already told Brandon, I think it was yesterday, because that same day I got a call. People involved in Brandon already telling me that they have a fight next for him. I just don't think it's right to right away go after the next fight after the fighter's hurt. You don't know what he wants to do. Maybe he decides not to fight again. You got to wait, give him a couple of days, and then if he tells you, I'm ready to fight again, then go look for a fight. But there is fights out there for him. I think Brandon, doing it right, myself, the team, picking the right fights, I think he still has some fight left.
So you don't think at this point, because of the knockout, that he shouldn't fight anymore? You feel that with what you said and what you saw in the preparation, that he's rededicated, that he won't get hurt in other fights?
The way he trained and the way he dedicated himself, I think he deserves to fight again. Obviously, one thing that I'm going to be very careful is that they don't want to use him against any young lion that they want to build up, or an Errol Spence or a Thurman or anything like that. I definitely don't want that to happen. But if they give us offers and we see that we have a shot and that we could win fights, then I'll definitely support Brandon and I'll be behind him 100%. I think he still has a few fights left, and but if we do it right, we have to do it right.
Is the right fight, the right opponent, Victor Ortiz, you feel?
Well, look, I'm sure that's something that they're going to bring up, and I think that's a fight that we'll do. I think that's a fight that we'll do. Victor Ortiz had a draw, and they've always had that beef, that rivalry. So it'll be a big fight, especially if they were to do it here in Southern California. I think it'll be huge. But we'll let we'll let the handlers do that. But that's the part I would take, definitely.